let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. You've got a mountain of work to do, but you just can't. You probably call it laziness, but what if I told you it's something else entirely?
So let's just start with an honest question. Are you actually lazy, or have you maybe become a little bit of a slave to that little glowing rectangle in your pocket? Seriously, figuring out the difference could literally change your life.
You know how it goes. You wake up, you're feeling ambitious, and you make a plan. Today's the day. Today, you are going to be an absolute machine of productivity. The to-do list is perfect, the motivation is high. What could go wrong?
And there it is. It always starts with, I'll just check my phone for a quick second. Famous last words, right? That quick second is the start of a very, very different kind of day. 10 minutes flash by. You're still there, deep in the scroll hole. Just an endless river of short, shiny videos, and each one gives you that tiny little hit of something interesting. And here's the best part. An hour goes by, and you find yourself watching videos about how to be more productive, all while having done absolutely zero productive work. The irony is just, it's almost funny. I've totally been there. So what is really going on?
Okay, this gets us to the absolute heart of the issue. We need to completely reframe the problem. This isn't about being lazy versus being productive. No, it's something way deeper than that.
And here it is. This is the big takeaway. The problem isn't some flaw in your character. It's actually a biological process. It's a dopamine addiction, and it's basically engineered to keep you hooked. See, your brain is constantly facing a choice. On one side, you've got short videos that give you an instant hit of dopamine. Boom, immediate reward. On the other side, you've got actual work, which offers a delayed reward. Your brain is just wired to take the easy way out. It's always going to choose the quicker reward. And this really shows the challenge we're up against. Getting that reward from your work, it takes patience, it takes effort. But why would your brain wait for a big reward tomorrow when it can get a dozen tiny little rewards right this second? It's a totally unfair fight. So let's get into the neuroscience a little bit. What is exactly happening inside your head when you're caught in that endless scroll trap? It all comes down to something called the dopamine loop. It's a really simple but powerful cycle. First, you get a cue. Maybe your phone buzzes, or you just see it sitting there. That cue triggers a craving. You start wondering, what's new? Then comes your response. You pick it up and scroll. And finally, you get the reward, a funny video, a like, whatever. That reward tells your brain, hey, that felt good, let's do it again. And that just reinforces the loop until it's completely automatic. Maybe the best way to think about this is with an analogy. Your social media feed isn't just a fun little app. It is designed to work exactly like a digital slot machine. Just think about it for a second. Pulling down to refresh your feed, that's you pulling the lever. And you have no idea what you're going to get. It could be boring, or it could be the funniest thing you've ever seen. And get this, the science shows that our dopamine spikes the highest, not when we get the reward, but in anticipation of it. It's that possibility of hitting the jackpot that's so addictive. And that's what drives that compulsive need to just check one more time. So if our brains are basically being hijacked, what's the solution? Well, most people will just tell you, just have more willpower. Let's talk about why that is just a complete lie. Okay, so researchers have been tracking our attention spans for years. And today, the average time we spend on any single screen task before we switch to something else is just 47 seconds. That's it. Oh, it gets so much worse. Another study found that 40% of us, 40, never get a single uninterrupted 30-minute block of focused work in an entire day. You can't just blame that on a global collapse of willpower. Something else is going on. And here it is. This is the final nail in the willpower coffin. A study found that just having your phone nearby, even if it's turned off, is enough to cause a brain drain. A part of your brain is actively working to not pick up the phone, and that uses up your limited brain power. So the point is, it's not you failing. Your phone is literally making you dumber. All right, so if willpower isn't the answer, what is? Well, the good news is the fix is actually shockingly simple. It's not about trying harder, it's about working smarter. This is a huge idea from James Clear's work. The most disciplined people in the world don't actually have more willpower than you. They just have a better environment. They literally design their surroundings to make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Clear gives us these 4 laws for breaking any bad habit. You can look them all up, but for this specific problem, the most powerful one, the one that changes everything, is the very first one. Make it invisible. So what does that actually mean? What's the one simple hack that completely solves this brain drain problem and gets your focus back? That is it. Put your phone in a different room. When it's not there, it's invisible. There's no cue to trigger the dopamine loop, and there's no mere presence draining your brain power. You don't have to fight a battle of willpower because you've already removed the enemy from the battlefield. Let's just end with this thought. You are not a lazy person. You are a completely normal person living in an environment that has been expertly designed to distract you.
Change your environment, and I promise you, you will change your life.